Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to everyone, especially to Mr. Kamalul Hayat bin Rahman. Okay, this is proposal for our groups about the car rental system, and our member is me as myself, the Fathul bin Rahman, by the matrix of 13 DDT 19F 2009. The second member is Ahmad Akmal bin ZULKIFLY 13 DDT 19F 2015. And last member is Muhammad Ikmal Rizal bin NORHAMIDUN 13 DDT 19F 2013. Okay, for the first part is the introduction. I will give this part to the Ahmad Akmal.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for Hakim. Now I will present about introduction. First, in the era of information technology, the use of computer service is more advanced. It has become an important tool in our daily life. Information systems are important as they help ensure regulatory compliance, support better management, decision making, assimilate new record management technology, and minimize litigation risk. For any business to remain relevant in competitive market, it must embrace the use of modern information systems as they provide a cheap and clear way to stay in touch with clients and partners. Car rental or car hire agency is a company which rent car or automobile for a short period of time for a fee to their customer. In Malaysia, car rental service increasingly become preferred preferred option for most people, especially among students. This occurs because not all students can afford having their own vehicle, and perhaps the bus service doesn't always help. Besides the rising taxi fares, inconsistent bus arrival in Malaysia continue to discourage people from taking up the public transport. However, some car rental agencies still use manual system to manage rental car operation by spreading their available car to local residents. This method wastes money and time for both rental person and car rental owner. Therefore, it is proposed to have a system that can be used to provide booking and management to make easier for both of them. The system takes information from the rental person and car rental owners through feeding their detail. Okay, that's all for me. Now I will pass to TENGKU Fatul Hakim.
Okay, for the problem statement, I will pass to Ikmal Rizal.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Tengku Fatul Hakim. Okay, my name is Ahmad Rizal bin Hamidun, number matric 13DDT19F 2013. So for problem statement, we found a couple of problems. First, it is hard to manage data storing. Doing registration and transaction in the old way is more tiring and riskier for customer and also owner, because if the paperwork is gone, the data will be lost forever. Second is time consuming. Students have limited time to spend. Rent car to rent a car, prospective must first go to the nearest office to register as a client. Third, operating hour collide with student schedule. The car rental system provides system only during office hours, so students have limited time to make any transaction or reservation of the car. And fourth, students don't have any transportation. Some students might have the license but don't have a car. So next is objective. So for our car rental system, we have four objectives. First, to manage business transaction of car renting. Second, to advertise the car rental system. Third, to view cars with affordable pricing. And fourth, post suggestion, comment and complaints. For the next part is scope. So for scope, we had three scope. So first for user and client. User and client can make a reservation, can change or cancel the reservation, and also review the car for them to choose. Scope for workers, they can monitor reservation data, able to update, delete and search data, and make a report. For admin, they can troubleshoot issue and outage, ensuring security and monitoring system performance. And for the next part, if project significant, the proposed system will give more advantage to company. The system give the advantage like easy to use, uh, quick access, efficient time, cost effective, and affordable. So for the next part, I will pass to Mr. Tengku Fathul Hakim.
Okay, for the literature review, there are three company that we have watched and observed. Sokat, first company is Sokat. Sokat is a car sharing platform from South Korea, but now on 2018 it has their own subsidiary in Malaysia. So yes, on iOS and Android, allow a user to book car and rent. So the most impression that I got from the soccer we got from the soccer is the car sharing system, which is at the first thing we see the 8 ringgit to the 30 other ringgit. This mostly for the car sharing, but if you want to individual rent the car, it will become higher price. So that's part come to the advantage and disadvantage of the soccer. In term of cost, you need to share with the other people, but it's become expensive for the lesser people. So the next is Expedia. Expedia is quite fast growing online travel in Asia. It also will have a partner with the Asia, as we Malaysian know, in doing their own hotel apps. So that's why Expedia have their own a lot of variety, not only about the rent a car, but also for stay, flight, bundles, cruise, and hotel. We see a lot of advantage there, but if we go to the advantage and disadvantage, there are too many services that make app a bit buggy. This we found we have read a lot of review. The latest review of this app, there are many 1 star because the app is really buggy, like, and sometimes the service are not really good. So the problem right now for the is can be fixed, but for the now, Expedia, that's the disadvantage. Expedia need to invest more in their own apps. So the next is rental car com. Rental car com is the one of the biggest car hire booking service. Yes, many customer every year. We also have in Android or iOS platform. So this reputation it has is really challenging, but they can manage because in advantage or disadvantage, this car, even though he has a lot of customer and reviews, he's still maintaining 3.8 to 4 star because it's not too variety as the Expedia, but it's really focused on the cars rental service. So the price also average for the big company, and then it also partnered with the travel service. So focus is the main thing in the rental car com. So this is the comparison for the each software. Soccer, Expedia, and rental car. For the destination in Malaysia, so I have concluded that in Soccer, because if about the sharing car platform. So the location of car or available car is really limited. So this is only to the West Coast only. So for the Expedia, every state, Retaka every state. These three apps as online website, Android and iOS. But when it comes to the cost, it's really variety because soccer can be expensive for the less people, Aspira average, and Rataka average. For the apps rating, follow the Google Play Store. Soccer got 5 or 5 star, Aspira 4, and Rataka 4. Okay, for the next part, I will give to the Ahmad Akmal.
Okay, thank you, Fathul Hakim. Now I will present about the methodology. First is the introduction. As you can see in figure 7.0, it is a waterfall model of system development lifecycle, which contain planning, analysis, design, implementation, and operation and maintenance. The reason why we choose the waterfall model as our methodology because project is divided into sequential phase with some overlap and splash back accepted between phases. Okay, next is project methodology. Planning phase. The main objective of this phase is to identify problem or needs of information. This initial phase of the investigation will identify the scope, boundaries problem, and the plan strategies for new information system developer. Okay, next is analysis phase. And the phase include activities such as problem identify and analysis and even predicting potential problem that may arise in the future regarding the system. In this phase, the current system is studied in detail. A person responsible for analysis of system is known as analyst. The most popular commonly used tool for data analysis are the first one is ERD, Entity Relationship Diagram, CD, Context Diagram, DFD, Data Flow Diagram. Okay, next is design phase. The main objective of this phase is the design the new system which is current system. Design is the process to design the user interface for the system. After the requirement have been determined, the necessary specification for the hardware, software, and data resource that will satisfy the requirement. All decision made from planning and system analysis is converted into computer application. This is to ensure the efficiency and the effectiveness of the system. Okay, the below are the explanation of the phase. The first one is the user interface design. Interface design of current system for this administration was developed to make it user-friendly and easier to use, since the user has less knowledge about using the system at the first time. Second is a database and design model. Current system is identified to use MySQL for the database. Entity relationship diagram (ERD) is drawn to show the flow of the system. For the implementation, with input from the system design, the system is first developed in small program called units, which are integrated in the next phase. Okay, last is the operation maintenance. There are some issues which come up in the client environment. To fix those issues, patch are released. Also to enhance the product, some better version are released. Maintenance is done to deliver the changes in the customer environment. Okay, that's all from me. Now I will pass back to Tengku Fathul Hakim.
Okay, thank you. This is a reference we have got. we use the Trustpilot.com because in the Trustpilot.com there has a variety of reviews, comment from the users worldwide. So that's why we use the Trustpilot font, and also the G2.com, and they're also about the product and alternative of the car rental system that are available in the worldwide. Also, they make use of the best car rental apps, and this is of course remaining. This is for our own link to make the comparison more effective between those three company in the literature review. So we comparing the both of that. We learn that in the course learning com. So the next is the Gantt chart. This is our Gantt chart. You can see that we following the waterfall planning, analysis, design, implementation, and maintenance. So this is for the planning we using the research plan. On the planning stage, we have research plan and cost the project and create the project management plan. In the analysis, we survey for the user requirement and perform fact finding and create the progressing diagram. In the design, we design the IC structure. In here, we do the interface, designing the system model, and design checks. The implementation, do the code, and also in implementation, we test the whole system, including the code. And in the maintenance, even though we do all of the above, we need to do some survey from the some survey or feedback for the customer, because we need to know if, because every person who use the system must have a different app, different smartphone, different device. So that's why we need the feedback, support the system user, and through that we make the system change and adjustment. And the cost planning, I will pass to Ahmad Akmal.
Okay, now I will talk about cost planning. It is critical to determine the system minimum hardware required in order to run successfully. The hardware utilized to construct the current system is shown in Table 2. In Table 2, we can see that the requirement that we use is a Dell 24 monitor P242H that costs 450. Desktop Dell Vostro costs 250. Hosting rental for a year 180. And extra hard disk 600 gig that costs 100 ringgit. TSP 100 receipt printer costs 300 ringgit. And the last one is the domain registration that costs 120 ringgit. So the total cost for all the requirement is 1,400. Okay, now I will pass to TENGKU HAKIM for the conclusion.
Okay, for the conclusion, we have seen a lot of system for the current system, traditional way, the modern way. So we take that information to do more effective apps, more functional, efficient. So also will involve the data, also must be kept in safe, so that the data leaking or loss will not happen. There are many hackers today. So as the early stage of this project, we to help student to afford a car rent. So even though it's as early stage to help student, we will grow it to outsider when the system ready. We don't want to rush a lot, because it doesn't mean good for the system evolving with too many customer if the system are not ready. Same as the Expedia, we don't want to experience that. We try our best to make the system less buggy. That's all from us. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.